Humans were mistaken for gods. Everyday powerful beings from all realms visit the bookstore he runs. They offer their precious treasures, all in exchange for a book from the bookstore owner. But to the man it's just an ordinary book. However, when it falls into the hands of the great figures, it becomes a priceless treasure capable of changing the world. Even a statue of a demon lord was gifted to the man as decoration by a powerful figure. Zhao Gao was originally an ordinary librarian, but suddenly a magical circle appeared beneath his feet. Curious, Zhao Gao stepped on it. However, the moment he touched the magic circle, a demon god from the underworld emerged behind him. Eventually, under the demon god's influence, he opened the mysterious door in front of him. Then he brought all the books and became a librarian in this new world. 2.5 months later, Zhao Gao was organizing the books, hoping for a peaceful night amidst the storm. Someone was able to walk in and buy a book. Meanwhile, outside 2 men were chasing a woman, but the woman was no easy target. With just one move she killed the 2 small Karas. However, she was also seriously injured. She had to find a place to hide immediately. At this moment, she saw Zhao Gao's bookstore. It was still open so late even in this stormy weather. She wasn't sure if it was a coincidence or a trap set by her enemies. With a wary heart she pushed open the bookstore door. But when she saw Zhao Gao's face, she was so shocked that she froze, unable to move. She could sense a terrifying aura emanating from Zhao Gao. It felt as though a divine being was glaring at her. To Zhao Gao she was just a heartbroken girl dumped by a bad man. He was more interested in using the opportunity to promote his own book. Pretending to be profound, he conducted a series of psychological suggestions and inquiries with the woman. Unexpectedly, his words seemed to align perfectly with her situation. The woman even began to believe that Zhao Gao had the ability to foresee the future and read others' minds. Thus she sat before Zhao Gao sharing everything with him. Seeing this, Zhao Gao felt it was the right moment. He then took out the book he had been reading recently, Confessions. But this book, seemingly ordinary, appeared to the girl as one emitting a terrifying aura of blood and beasts. When the girl opened it, a red demonic energy immediately enveloped her. The girl was stunned by the scene before her. Knowledge within the book was about how to control the blood of beasts. And this was the method that had been unknown for thousands of years. Because it was a power system capable of overthrowing the entire foundation of the hunter community's survival. And this man effortlessly acquired this secret for himself. What kind of existence is this man before her? Could he be a god? But Zhao Gao himself didn't even know he was that impressive. To him it was just an ordinary book, Confessions. He never expected that after offering a few comforting words, and recommending a good book, the girl would nearly burst into tears. So he decided to use the book's original text to boost her confidence. Let the horn of doom sound if it must. You hold this book in your hand and stand before the supreme judge. Everyone has their most primal beastly desires, don't they? Upon hearing this, the woman understood Zhao Gao's intentions even more. He must want me to reorganize my race and then take revenge. Next, Zhao Gao picked up a cup of coffee to toast to the woman's new tomorrow. The woman knew she must show her loyalty before Zhao Gao, this great figure. Without hesitation she drank the scalding coffee in one go. Zhao Gao in his heart was moved. This heartbroken woman is truly terrifying. I hope she can recover soon. Next he took out the library card and asked the woman to come over and sign it. After the woman signed her name, Zhao Gao felt that the name Ji Shu was very familiar. Could she be the only daughter of a wealthy tycoon involved in urban resource development? This is a big fish. Perhaps he could get something out of her. No, wait. He could earn enough money to renovate his bookstore. After the woman expressed her thanks, she left. On her way she was still thinking about how terrifying Zhao Gao was. Because she had completely misunderstood Zhao Gao's intentions, thinking he wanted her to deal with the traitors before the deadline. And then come back to meet him. At that moment she brushed past a mysterious person. The mysterious person only glanced at her. Instantly she was enveloped by an icy aura, unable to move an inch. When the woman regained her senses, the mysterious person had already vanished without a trace. But she still collapsed to the ground. Because she realized the mysterious person she had just encountered was none other than the apocalypse-level wizard Wang Fugi. Those snake-like eyes, and the iconic mask on his face. He could destroy a region of up to 100,000 kilometers, earning the title of a destruction-level being. There are fewer than 10 people on the entire continent who have reached the destruction level. A person of this level is actually on friendly terms with the bookstore owner. It seems the man I just met is an extraordinary figure. However, a powerful figure of this caliber is just a lonely old man in front of Zhao Gao. The first time this old man visited his bookstore was 2.5 years ago. Wang Fugi came in and immediately asked Zhao Gao if he could recycle old books. Zhao Gao took the book and happily agreed to recycle it, because this book was filled with magical power in every line. Upon hearing this, Wang Fugi was instantly shocked. He couldn't understand why Zhao Gao could sense the magic in the manuscript. After all, he had already used an exorcism spell on it. Even a destruction-level superhuman wouldn't feel anything unusual. Who exactly is this man? Thinking of this, Wang Fugi became even more cautious. So he explained that he had considerable expertise in language studies. Upon hearing this, Zhao Gao decided to play a trick on Wang Fugi. He then found a book on the bookshelf about Wenzhou dialect, planning to let the old man study it. This dialect is known as one of the most difficult to understand dialects in China, often called the devil's language. But such an ordinary book was viewed by the old man as the devil's language. Upon seeing this book, the old man felt immense joy. At the same time, he realized that this man was a divine-like existence. So he stood up and respectfully gave Zhao Gao the highest honor. Today Wang Fugi had come to return the devil's language book, but now he had encountered a cultivation bottleneck, so he wanted to borrow another similar book from Zhao Gao. After hearing this, Zhao Gao thought for a moment. He then began searching on the bookshelf for a book for Wang Fugi. It didn't take long, and he found the book Rituals and Customs. He then handed the book to Wang Fugi. But the next second, what Wang Fugi saw was not rituals and customs, but pagan rituals. Upon seeing this, he was immediately stunned. Could this book be one that you wrote? Zhao Gao proudly replied, I just wrote it randomly when I had nothing to do. If you don't mind, you can take a look. I believe it will help you a lot. Upon hearing Zhao Gao's confident reply, Wang Fugi's hands trembled uncontrollably. Because in this world there are only 3 major churches. The Plague Church that worships the fog of the high wall, the Mindful Society that worships knowledge, and the Church of Light that worships the moon. But the asterisk corpse-eating church was a name he had never heard of. And this evil aura meant that the author of this book was certainly not a kind person. Could he be trying to create his own cult? Thinking of this, Wang Fugi felt a tightness in his chest. To entrust me with such an important thing, I truly feel honored. Seeing Wang Fugi hesitate, Zhao Gao noticed his doubt. He then began to flood him with an endless stream of motivational words. Old Wang, I believe you can add more value to this book. Only when it's seen can my research be considered valuable. If you really feel uncomfortable about it, I wouldn't mind if you helped me promote it. Upon hearing this, old Wang immediately understood Zhao Gao's intention. It seems I might have the chance to become a disciple of this church in the future. To express my gratitude, old Wang specially gifted Zhao Gao a stone demon statue. When Zhao Gao saw the statue meticulously crafted and lifelike, he was satisfied and accepted it. He happily took it, but what Zhao Gao didn't know was that this statue had taken old Wang 30 months to create. Not only did it possess impressive magical resistance and durable skin, the most frightening thing was that it could actively detect any killing intent. In battle, it was in no way inferior to old Wang himself. Afterward, old Wang deeply bowed to Zhao Gao to express his thanks and left the bookstore. Once old Wang left, Zhao Gao was about to close up for the night. But he was startled by what appeared before him. He saw a puddle of ink suddenly appear on his desk. Then the words "long time no see" appeared. Zhao Gao instantly understood that this was the mastermind who had transported him here 2.5 years ago. Zhao Gao then said, "So your sudden appearance means it's time for me to pay the price? Just tell me, what do you want me to do?" But the words "you have already done it and I have awakened because of it" appeared on the table. At that moment, Zhao Gao understood. Could it be that my request for old Wang to promote my book just now? Then the word "yes" appeared on the table. Seeing this, Zhao Gao immediately responded that he would do his best to fulfill his mission. Then a golden light flashed. The words on the table vanished. Now let's return to Ji Shu, who had obtained the blood and beast powers. After gaining power from Zhao Gao, she began her revenge plan. She had reached a state of panic. It turns out she was once the second leader of the Wolf Clan. But their first leader changed drastically after obtaining the Eye of the Demon Realm. He began to ruthlessly slaughter his own people. At this point, Ji Shu had led her team to the enemy's stronghold. But when they arrived, they discovered that the third leader of the Wolf Clan was hanging in midair. Ji Shu immediately realized something was wrong. She hurriedly grabbed someone by the collar and asked what had happened here. But the person not only remained silent, their expression began to slowly change. Suddenly the person grew sharp fangs and a face covered in wolf fur. Then they began to mutter that the demon would soon arrive. But before she could finish her sentence, the next moment her body was instantly blown apart by a powerful force. Ji Shu suddenly realized that what was about to happen could be even more than she had imagined. Her wolf instinct urged her to hurry back and gather her tribe. But she waved it off. Because what was on her mind now was Zhao Gao, this mysterious big shot. At this moment, Zhao Gao, feeling bored, was wondering why there were no customers today. The next moment, Ji Shu walked in through the door. Seeing this, Zhao Gao quickly stood up and said, "I didn't expect to see you again so soon. You're the first to revisit my bookstore in such a short time." Hearing this, Ji Shu felt an immense sense of discomfort. She felt that Zhao Gao was disappointed in her. She had gained such powerful abilities and guidance, and should have solved everything in one go. Yet here she was still seeking Zhao Gao's help at the bookstore. At that moment she saw the demon statue on the desk. Despite no visible movement, it still emitted a strong sense of pressure. Could this be comforting me even though my existence is as weak as a child's? But is he still willing to treat me with the same tolerance and encouragement as always? How broad-minded he must be. At this moment his subordinate walked over. In his eyes Zhao Gao was just an ordinary bookstore owner. But he didn't understand why his boss was seeking help from this ordinary man. Zhao Gao suspected that her plan to take revenge on the scumbag had failed. Then Ji Shu said that the man had escaped. His whereabouts were still unknown. Moreover, she had fought with him for almost 2 days. But after a brutal 5-hour siege yesterday, although she paid a heavy price, she successfully destroyed his headquarters. However, he must have known she would come for him, so he had already prepared an escape route. Upon hearing this, Zhao Gao was confused. He even thought that this young lady's romantic drama felt like a battle. But then again, love is like business. Business is like war. Maybe this young lady is just used to using some business jargon. Now it makes sense. What she means is that she and that scumbag had a 3-day standoff. But in the end she realized that this sly scumbag had already planned an escape from the beginning. And he took the money he swindled from the young lady and fled. Then Zhao Gao began to speak seriously again. I already know your intentions. But you don't need to worry. Because things are easier than you think. And your enemy is no longer him. It's something else. What you fear is only fear itself. So just wait for now. Good news will come. His subordinate, hearing these ambiguous words, instantly realized that Zhao Gao was a fraud. Because he was too familiar with Zhao Gao's typical scam tactics. The man was actually an undercover spy planted by the White Wolf clan leader next to Ji Shu. Just recently he had reported Ji Shu's visit to the bookstore to their leader. But when he arrived at the bookstore he was completely shocked. He couldn't understand why Ji Shu was being so completely fooled by this man. And why she was so respectful to him. At that moment Zhao Gao felt some discomfort in his stomach. He said he needed to go upstairs to relieve himself. Taking the opportunity, his subordinate quickly informed Ji Shu that Zhao Gao was a fraud. The next second a long sword was immediately pressed to his neck. Ji Shu, furious and embarrassed, warned him that if he spoke another word against Mr. Zhao, he would die right here. The man, seeing the situation, immediately changed his attitude and began to beg for mercy. But secretly he took out a poisoned arrow from his sleeve. However, the moment he intended to kill, the stone statue on the desk instantly came to life and lunged at him with its gaping blood-filled mouth. It immediately grabbed the man, and without hesitation it was placed into his mouth. Even the blood on the floor was wiped clean. Ji Shu stared at the demon statue in front of her. Her body was too frightened to move. Then the statue returned to its original form, as if nothing had happened at all. At this moment Zhao Gao happened to come downstairs. Ji Shu thought that everything was being controlled by Zhao Gao through the demon statue. Could this be a warning from Mr. Zhao to me? In an instant I couldn't even react. If the statue had attacked me instead, it would have quietly died just like that. In the blink of an eye it would have been over. As if nothing had happened at all. And facing death like this made Ji Shu shudder. Her body trembled unconsciously. But at this moment Zhao Gao still didn't know what had happened. However, he saw that Ji Shu's face looked pale. So he jokingly said, "No need to be so nervous. Do you think I would suddenly turn around and eat someone?" Upon hearing this, Ji Shu nearly lost her soul in shock. Quickly she apologized to Zhao Gao. Zhao Gao looked confused. "I was just joking, you know. Did she really think I would eat people?" Zhao Gao then sighed. The young lady is so naive, she believes everything people say. No wonder she was deceived by that scumbag. I must feed her a bowl of chicken soup to soothe her fragile heart. Then he asked Ji Shu the purpose of her visit. Ji Shu quickly said she had finished reading the last book. She hoped to borrow another book. Zhao Gao then began searching for a book for Ji Shu. But at that moment he noticed something about his subordinate. He reminded Ji Shu that his subordinate's gaze was off. He then said to Ji Shu, "In this world the only one you can trust is yourself." Upon hearing this, Ji Shu immediately realized the seriousness of the situation. She understood that Mr. Zhao would not say such things without reason. Could it be that the loyalty rune written by the family's White Witch was malfunctioning? But only the White Witch could undo the rune. Could the White Witch have also betrayed the family? Zhao Gao noticed Ji Shu's change in emotion, so he began to give her a dose of motivational words. They are hell, and no method can fully expose a person's heart to you. So when you have an iron will, no one can defeat you. Then he handed her a book titled How the Steel Was Tempered. He also casually quoted a classic line from the book. The most precious thing a person has is life. Life can only be lived once. A person's life should be lived like this. When looking back on the past, they should not regret wasting their years in vain. Nor should they feel ashamed for living a base life, or feel guilty for living a vulgar existence. You have your own mission. After receiving the book, Gigi Shu kept thinking about what Zhao Gao had just said to her. The book in her hands also turned into Iron Will. She was about to open it and read it carefully. But the moment she opened the book, the raindrops around her turned into souls. Then a huge demon's eye appeared above her head staring at her. A massive surge of black energy rushed into her body. In an instant she felt these energies altering her soul structure. Her mental strength reached an unprecedented peak. Now she even had the chance to break through the panic level. At this moment she made up her mind to become Zhao Gao's loyal maid. At the same time, a tall man with a scar appeared at the bookstore door. This man was the glorious knight who had fought 300 rounds with Wang Fugi years ago. After learning that Wang Fugi had been frequenting this bookstore recently, he decided to personally check it out. As soon as he entered he used his eye of detection. In his eyes this was just an ordinary bookstore, and Zhao Gao appeared to be an ordinary person with no energy fluctuations. The only unusual thing was the stone demon statue on the table. So he asked Zhao Gao if he was the owner of the bookstore. Zhao Gao also warmly said, "Yes, Knife Brother, I am the owner of this bookstore." The way Zhao Gao called him Knife Brother completely confused him. He only had a scar on his face, that's all. But still no one could deny my handsome looks, right? However, seeing that Zhao Gao was just an ordinary person, he relaxed. Then he got straight to the point and asked Zhao Gao if he knew Wang Fugi. Zhao Gao thought he was a customer introduced by Old Wang, so he asked him if he was a friend of Old Wang. Upon hearing this, Knife Brother was immediately shocked. It had to be said Knife Brother was quite the sea fan. But after fighting with Old Wang for hundreds of years, how could they possibly be friends? But in order to get Zhao Gao to talk, he reluctantly went along with it and tried to inquire about Old Wang's whereabouts. But Zhao Gao said that Old Wang was just his regular customer. He didn't know anything like his home address. Then he asked Knife Brother to sit down, have some tea and relax while reading a book. This casual gesture piqued Knife Brother's interest. After all, since becoming the glorious knight, no one had dared to speak to him this way. Originally Knife Brother was about to leave after failing to gather information about Old Wang. But now he decided to have a good chat with this young man. But the moment he sat down, his arm accidentally brushed against the fairy tale Zhao Gao had just been reading. But to Knife Brother's eyes this fairy tale turned into Son of the Abyss. And it was giving off an unusual aura. Seeing him staring at the fairy tale, Zhao Gao knew the opportunity had come. So he told him that the book was a heartwarming fairy tale. It was perfect for bedtime reading. This remark caught his attention. After all, what kind of bedtime story is called Son of the Abyss? But at this moment Zhao Gao was completely confused, cause the book was clearly titled The Little Prince. Driven by his curiosity, Knife Brother decided to take it and have a look. But the moment his hand touched the book, he felt a violent pressure surge towards him. This familiar sting and dizziness came from the cursed magic sword inside him, which resonated with the book. Before he could react, Knife Brother instantly fainted. This scene frightened Zhao Gao quite a bit. Was this old man trying to mess with me? He quickly ran to Knife Brother's side, but he found that Knife Brother was not only breathing steadily but also making weak snoring sounds. Knife Brother actually fell asleep just by looking at the fairy tale. Zhao Gao thought lying on the floor wasn't the best option, so he decided to drag him into his bedroom. But then he thought, in this current situation, why did it suddenly feel like he was doing something strange? It felt like that of a butcher in a dim rainy night, dragging a corpse and doing some unspeakable things in the dark shop, hiding them. No one would mistake me for a butcher, right? But at this moment a black cat walked in. Seeing the scene, it was startled. Then it panicked and ran away. After finding a secluded spot, it gradually transformed into a human form. It turned out to be a devoted fan of the glorious knight Knife Brother. To get closer to his idol, he had followed Knife Brother to the bookstore. But after waiting for a long time, his idol never came out. So he decided to go in and see what was happening. But by coincidence he saw Knife Brother suddenly collapse, and then saw Zhao Gao dragging him into the dark corner. At that moment Zhao Gao, in his eyes, was like a killer in a rainy night, and the mighty Knife Brother, almost a god, was so easily defeated by Zhao Gao. It frightened him so much that he hurriedly ran away. Zhao Gao's aura made him feel like he had just walked to the edge of death. When he regained his senses, he realized that he must report the situation here to the leader as soon as possible. Meanwhile Knife Brother's consciousness had reached a deep state, but this time he didn't feel the pain brought by the magic sword. Instead, a powerful magic force surged out from the book. Then this magic force rushed into his head. At this moment a voice sounded in his head. It turned out to be the magic sword communicating with the book. And the magic sword said it was happy. The magic force emanating from the book also gradually relieved the pressure in Knife Brother's head.